guys? Today I was looking around and I was looking up proof of God's existence, just because I was intrigued and someone had a comment that like made me want to go out there and see if there's anything I can like find that maybe will help explain it from a more scientific point of view. And I think this video does a fantastic job of it. And we're about to hit play. It's not very long, so I'm just gonna speak before. I don't want to stop it too much in between, but I think that this is just amazing to me. All right, I'll just say this is that this guy came in the comments yesterday and he was calling me like delusional and you're crazy for believing in God and believing there's an afterlife, which I've heard the argument, right? But what's even crazier to me is that they don't realize that you have to be just as committed to believing in someone's logic and argument down here as I am committed to believing in God. And people don't really understand that. Like, that's still faith. Like, you're putting your faith in someone's logic that's here on earth right now, compared to basically and taking the risk of not believing in God. Okay. I don't understand that entirely, but I don't really care to. I will listen and reason to logic. Don't get me wrong. I hear you, what you're saying, but this video will hopefully show you just how improbable it is, if I'm saying that word correctly, to be on this earth by chance, to just be here by accident. There was no hand in this. Okay, there was no God, right? So let's check this video out.
Some people say that human existence is a result of a roll of the cosmic dice. Like the gambler who stakes his life savings on the next throw, we just got lucky in the lottery of life. Some people say there's no purpose in the universe, no grand plan, no God behind it all. Our numbers just came up and here we are. But I don't believe them, and nor should you. If I roll this dice, the chances of getting a 6 is 1 in 6. That's not too bad. But what are the chances of me rolling 6 twice in a row? Well, the odds get longer. It's 1 in 6 times by 1 in 6. That's 1 in 36. So I'd have to be pretty lucky to get 2 6s in a row. Now, every time I add the chances of rolling another 6 in a row, the odds go up exponentially, and it gets even more unlikely. Now, what if I rolled this dice 70 times and every single time I got a 6? Okay, that's pretty unlikely, but it's possible, right? Well, in fact, the chances of rolling a 6 70 times in a row are around 1 in 10 to the 55. That's a 1 with 55 zeros after it. Now, just to put that in perspective, how long would I have to stand here rolling this dice, allowing about 5 seconds per roll, before hitting that lucky streak and rolling 76s in a row? Well, I had a mathematician friend work it out for me. On average, you would have to continually roll this dice for 100 trillion, 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 trillion years before your numbers come up. That's a long time. What if you applied that thinking to us? What are the odds of us being here? Now, the odds of rolling 76s in a row, 1 in 10 to the 55, as it happens, those are the same odds of something called the expansion rate of the universe being just right for the existence of us here today. From the moment of the Big Bang, when our universe began to rapidly expand, the rate of that expansion was exquisitely finely balanced. Any faster, and the universe would have expanded too rapidly to allow the formation of chemicals, atoms, stars, and galaxies. Any slower, and the universe would have collapsed back in on itself. But as it happens, the universe expanded at just the right rate to allow for life to develop in the future, for us to be here. It hit 70 rolls of the number 6 in a row, first time. And the expansion rate of the universe is just one among 30 or so other incredibly sensitively finely tuned constants and fundamental forces in the universe that must be just the way they are for the universe to be able to produce us.
So look at me, okay? For anybody out there that is being told that you are crazy for believing that there is a God that exists, that created this, and can look at this video with a straight face and call themselves a logical thinker and say, yeah, that happened by chance, I don't know what you can tell them, okay? If you can literally listen to this video and hear what this man just said, okay? And if you guys want, you can go down in the comments too down there so you can see what other people are talking about. I'll link the video in the comments. I'll link the original video in the comments. But if you can listen to what that man just said and sit here and tell me that this all happened by chance. It was just chance. You know, there was a person I was listening to who gave an analogy. He said that if you came downstairs, you know, your mom was getting you ready for school, and on the table she left you a note with cereal, like, you know, like the alphabet cereals, and she said, "Love you, mom," or she said, "Love you," and then mom, right? You wouldn't assume that that just happened by chance. You wouldn't assume that that was just, it just magically appeared. That you would know that it was behind intelligent design. Same thing if you seen a watch laying in the sand. You know, you wouldn't just assume that, oh, all these components came together to make a watch that actively works, tells time, and looks nice. You would look at it and say there was intelligent design behind this watch. Okay, so I'm not really sure why we apply that logic to where we currently are inhabited, right? Why do we apply that logic to the universe? Why do we apply that to being like, yeah, you know, all these things that are just perfectly needed to be so finite, right? Some that need to be so in tune just magically happen. Okay, listen, those people who are trying to call you crazy, I'm just saying, man, you have to be just as heavy in your faith to believe that logic that that person's over here thinking compared to the person that has their faith in God. Like, that's some strong faith over here, because you have to understand that this faith over here, not only are they saying that there ain't no God that exists, but then they saying I'm willing to go to hell too if I'm wrong. Okay, it's a big difference, bro. But anyways, let's keep watching.
So let's imagine if I went ahead and rolled this dice 70 times, and what do you know, every time it came up 6. No waiting for trillions upon trillions of years. First time. Beginner's luck? Hardly. You would assume that I must have rigged it. Maybe the dice are loaded. Maybe there are 6s on every side. It can't be chance. Now let me ask you, why would we assume that this universe with us in it, which is actually way more improbable than my 70 rolls, is just a result of chance? The fact that we're here shows that someone's loaded the dice. In fact, maybe there's no dice at all. What if the evidence points to this life-permitting universe actually being the product of an intelligent mind which intended for us to be here? Now, you could come up with some speculative other theory. Maybe there's an infinite number of universes, giving you an infinite number of chances to roll the dice. Maybe. But we don't have any scientific evidence for it. So if you're hanging your hat on that possibility, then you're every bit as much committed to a faith position as the person who says God was behind it. Believing in God isn't a delusion. It's a perfectly reasonable conclusion when we look at the fingerprints on our universe. And if it's true that we aren't just the fluke result of a cosmic roll of the dice, and that we're actually here because a grand designer intended us from the very beginning, well, that's worth staking something on.
I don't know, guys. I thought that was like a neat little quick video. I thought that that was just phenomenally presented. And I don't know, I hope that this lets people like understand that, like, dude, it's ridiculous to think that we got here by accident. Okay. So let's say you don't want to accept Christianity. Well, then your next thing should be, right, is finding what created this. And if your belief or what you preserve, what you hold dear is that nobody created this, it was by accident, well, then maybe get to work on finding out that theory of how there's multiple universes that no one has scientific evidence for. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, why would you sit there and choose to believe that rather than actually believing in that there is a God? Okay. And then the reason why we pick Christianity is because it is incredibly accurate, bro. Like, the dates within the Bible, the findings in the Bible, the evidence that is backed by the Bible, the eyewitness accounts, the documents that we have, like, it is, if you go, like I was telling people in yesterday's video to go do research, bro, it is crazy to be like, yeah, there's no God, and that even though Christianity, like, the Bible is accurate, like, it's actually considered one of the most like historical accurate documents we have. Okay. And sit here and be like, yeah, you know, nah, there's no God. It blows my mind, bro. It blows my mind. So I don't know, man. I hope I'm not trying to like come off as a dry. I thought this video was incredible, bro. I wanted to share it. That's gonna do it for me, guys. Make sure you hit the like button if you made this far. Consider subscribing if you're new. I'm out. Peace.
Juki got the sauce, bitch.